Smithtown Spotlight. I'm Bobby Rabbit, and today we are at a fantastic Italian restaurant right
I'm
here
your
in
host, Jeff Shalero. Riddle me this, where can you find the likes of Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man here in Smithtown?
Hi, I'm Kenny Bernardini, and welcome to Smithtown Spotlight. Today I'm at Hoyt Farm, a beautiful nature preserve here in the middle of Comac. Have you ever wanted to get away from it all?
The Festival of Hanukkah, which literally means dedication, in Jewish history in 167 CE, in the Common Era, the Jews rose up against the Assyrian Greeks who had conquered their land and achieved a victory. At that point in time, there was great celebration. The story is that they went into the temple to relight the great Menorah. And the menorah had not been lit for many years, and as a consequence, they looked around for oil to be able to light this menorah again. The menorah was large enough, according to Jewish tradition, to be seen for miles around Jerusalem because it was on the Temple Mount. So they couldn't find any oil, but with some searching, they did find one small canister that still had a wax seal on it, which meant for them that it had still its purity intact. So with that one canister, they used it. And according to Jewish legend, to Jewish tradition, there was only enough oil to last for one day, but it ended up lasting for 8 days. So we celebrate that occurrence as a sort of vindication of light over darkness. The main significance of the 8 days is the fact of publicity, which is one of the main ideas in the Jewish tradition of what Hanukkah is about. That light needs to be brought into the world and to be publicized. That is why, in order for the menorah to be to fulfill the mitzvah, as we say, to fulfill the commandment in its full aspect, we need to publicize it. In other words, it's not just about the Jewish people, it's about all of humanity. And the way we do that is we take the menorah and we put it near a window. So traditionally, that is the ideal way. The idea is that light is available to all, and that it's there even in the midst of seemingly dark times and dark places. And that is the essence of what Hanukkah is about. The essence of Hanukkah is to teach us that even in the midst of the deepest darkness, we can light a light. And that's what we do on Hanukkah, and the concept, the rabbis say, is to increase the light. That's why we have 8 nights. We do one additional candle each night because it is possible to bring more light into the world. One of the important customs of Hanukkah is associated with the dreidel. The dreidel actually is a subversive game that was played in order to find freedom for those who wished to speak of their faith. The Assyrian Greeks figured out that culturally the Jewish people were strong because of their religion, so they banned it. They forbade it. Specifically, they forbade the study of Jewish teachings and of what we call the Torah, which Christians would understand as the Bible, in public spaces. That ban of the religious experience in public space was circumvented by the dreidel, because what they would do is, as they would have Big Brother rolling around looking to find out, to make sure that no Jewish people were practicing or studying the tradition in a public space. So to circumvent that, the dreidel was instituted, and it seemed to the Assyrian Greeks as if they were playing at gambling, because essentially that's what it is. Today it's taken the form of gold coins, chocolate gold coins, which have been reinstitution of that memory. The Jewish presence in Kings Park has been here for quite a long time. The congregation and the synagogue has always prided itself as being an integral part of this community and always wanting to contribute to the community. The Hanukkah lighting is a concrete example of us going into a public space and saying, we're part of this community, we share in the joys and in the sorrows of the community, but we also want to share the good, the light that we have. And given that Hanukkah, because of the Jewish date, always falls out between November and December, which is very close to Christmas, and because of the proximity to Christmas, Hanukkah has taken on a much greater importance than it does in actually Jewish life. In Jewish life, Hanukkah is actually a minor holiday. So the proximity to Christmas is really what gives Hanukkah its importance in American Jewish life. And therefore, because of that confluence of influences, Christmas and Hanukkah falling around the same time, it's an apropos time for us to get together as a Jewish community with our fellow neighbors.
About 10 years ago, we decided that we wanted to build a huge menorah. So a bunch of the guys got together and they built this menorah, and we dedicated it to the town of Smithtown, who stores it and they maintain it for us and for the town. The whole idea was to bring the community into Hanukkah. So we go up there, we light the menorah, we sing songs, some of the town officials come, the chamber comes and they give the children dreidels and the gold coins. Afterwards, we go across the street to the firehouse because they decided they wanted to be part of this also. And they originally had a rickety menorah. And after we built our pretty menorah, they, at their own expense, built a really nice menorah. And we go over there and we light that. And then we all come back here to the synagogue, where we have live music. We have people in the synagogue who play several instruments. And there are certain songs that people sing on Hanukkah. So we sing those songs, very festive, it's a lot of fun. After we have our little concert, we eat. We have potato latkes, or potato pancakes, served with sour cream and applesauce. And we always have donuts and other food. And what we do is, before we leave, people from the synagogue and anybody who would like to come, we set up everybody's own personal menorah on a table. And we all say the prayer to light the candles together, and we all light our menorahs together. And it's such a lovely, warm thing to be a part of, to light the menorah with your fellow congregants and fellow community members. And it's really important to us because it just makes us feel inclusive with part of the community.
If there's one message that Hanukkah reminds us, is that there can be a lot of darkness, but yet we can always light a candle. We can always bring more light. And that is the message of Hanukkah. No matter how dark it ever gets, we can always continue to increase the light. And that's the message of hope. No matter what has happened to us in our history, in the darkest periods of time, we've always lit the Hanukkah menorah. We've always lit the light. But that can be true for anybody who makes that decision, right? So instead of cursing the darkness, we can just light a light, and a small candle can chase away a lot of darkness.